So let's talk about the basal ganglia. Whenever I am talking about the basal ganglia, so I want to mention one thing, that basal ganglia, this is nothing but a misnomer. This is nothing but a misnomer. Okay, this is nothing but a misnomer. Why? Because this basal ganglia, this is actually located in subcortical portions. That means the basal ganglia, they are nothing but the collection of gray matters. Collection of gray matters called a nucleus. If gray matter collections, they are accumulated in your central nervous system, then this is called your nucleus. And if they are accumulated in your peripheral nervous system, then they are called ganglion. Okay, so though the basal ganglia, it is termed as ganglion, but it is present in your central nervous system. All right, so it is present in your central nervous system. That's why I am telling that this basal ganglia, this is nothing but a misnomer. It's better to say that this is basal nuclei. Basal nuclei. All right. So now first describe where it is located, or what is the location of your basal ganglia. So here you can see this person, you can see here, this is the CT scan view of this person. Actually CT scan, it is viewed from the inferior aspect, but in this diagram we are this view is from superior aspect of this human. This is obviously the nose side, this is your anterior side, and this is your posterior side. This is your right sided, and this is your left side. All right, in this view, if you cut this brain, and you look inside, you can see these structures. This is actually the cadaveric image, these structures. Okay, all right, here you can see, if I enlarged this structure, in this enlarged diagram, you can see this lens shaped nucleus, gray matter, collection of gray matter. This is your lentiform nucleus. All right, so this is your lentiform nucleus. You can see here this structure, this is nothing but your caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus. All right, and you can see this gray matter, this gray colored structure, this is nothing but your thalamus. I am writing T for thalamus. This is your thalamus, the main nucleus of diencephalon. All right, and you can see here this structure in between two thalamus, this yellow colored slit like structure. Are you appreciating this structure? This yellow colored slit like structure in between two thalamus, this is your third ventricle. CSF field, third ventricle. All right, and you can see internal capsule here. Okay, so your caudate nucleus and this lentiform nucleus, these two are collectively called your corpus striatum. Okay, so what is the internal capsule? Internal capsule is nothing but the collection of axons or white fibers which is separating your corpus striatum, which is separating or which is dividing your corpus striatum medially caudate and laterally lentiform nucleus. Embryologically, the caudate and the lentiform nucleus, they originates from the same embryological origin. Actually they are telencephalon. They both are originates from the telencephalon. Okay, common origin. But these two structures are separated by your internal capsule. Medially, it is caudate nucleus, and you can see laterally it is your lentiform nucleus. Okay, so this is the basic, and all these structures you can see here, they all are the components of basal ganglia except the internal capsule here. So this is the orientation, primary orientation. So let's talk about the components of your basal ganglia. So let's talk about the components of basal ganglia. Okay. Basal ganglion, or it's better to say nucleus, basal nuclei. Basal nuclei, it has mainly two components, or one is your structural nuclei. The structural nuclei, actually they are forming the basal nuclei, and functional nuclei. They are functionally related. All the structural nuclei of basal ganglia, they are coming from common embryological source. This is your all the structural nuclei of the basal ganglia, they all are coming from common embryological source. These all are derived from your teloencephalon. All right, these all are derived from your teloencephalon. So the structural nuclei of basal ganglia, they all are derived from your teloencephalon. Here I am writing first caudate nucleus, second lentiform nucleus. In lentiform nucleus, it is further divided into outermost putamen and innermost globus pallidus. And next is your amygdaloid body. These all are originating from your telencephalon, and these all are collectively forming the structural component of basal ganglia. Now let's talk about them. Let's talk these things in diagram. Yes, in this diagram you can see all the structural components of basal ganglia. You can see here caudate nucleus. Yes, this is the caudate nucleus. You can see the globus pallidus and putamen. This thing is globus pallidus, and this is your putamen. Collectively they are called lentiform nucleus. This is your lentiform nucleus. Same this thing also here. You can see also thalamus here. This is the thalamus. In between two thalamus you can see the third ventricle. Are you appreciating all these things? So these are the actually forming the structural component of basal ganglia. So when I am telling about the caudate nucleus, your caudate nucleus, it is actually your comma-shaped nucleus. Caudate nucleus, it is actually your comma-shaped nucleus. It is look like this. This is the head of the caudate nucleus, this is the body of the caudate nucleus, this is the tail of the caudate nucleus. C-shaped or comma-shaped caudate nucleus. And anterior to this nucleus, you can see another structure. This is called your amygdaloid body. Amygdaloid body. Okay, this amygdaloid body is also developed from your telencephalon. So this is also the structural component of your basal ganglia. All right. So now I am going to talk about the functional nuclei of the basal ganglia. Functional nuclei of the basal ganglia, actually they are functionally related with basal ganglia or physiologically related with basal ganglia. They are not derived from telencephalon. Okay, so they are developmentally different. So in this functional nuclei, I want to add the subthalamic nuclei. So subthalamic nuclei, it is developed from your diencephalon. It is developed from your diencephalon. So this is embryologically different origin. It is not developing from your telencephalon. And also here I want to add one midbrain structure. This is your substantia nigra, melanin rich midbrain structure, substantia nigra. So this is developed from your mesencephalon. Mesencephalon. This is developing from your mesencephalon. So these two structures are not developing your diencephalon and your mesencephalon. These two structure, they are not coming from your telencephalon. I mean, which I want to mean that the subthalamic nucleus and substantia nigra, they are embryologically different, but they are functionally related to these components, to structural nucleus of the basal ganglion. That's why they are included here. So basal ganglia, it has 4 structural nuclei and other additional 2 functional nuclei. Okay, in this structural nuclei, I told chordate nucleus, lentiform nucleus, amygdaloid body. This chordate nucleus is further divided into its head, body and tail. At the tail of the chordate nucleus, you can see amygdaloid bodies there. This amygdaloid body also coming from your telencephalon. That's why this is included in your structural component of your basal ganglia. Lentiform nuclei, it is further divided into 2, external putamen and internal globus pallidus. Alright. And in functional nuclei, I am adding subthalamic nucleus. Subthalamic, it names it self-explanatory. It is below the thalamus, coming from your diencephalon, and substantia nigra coming from a mesencephalon. They are embryologically different origin. They are not originating from your telen. They are not originating from your telencephalon. Okay. So all the structure, those who are originating from telencephalon, they are forming your structural nuclei of basal ganglia. Now let's draw this diagram. This diagram, yes. Here you can appreciate these things also. This is your midbrain. You can see this is actually perpendicular plane of your board. This is midbrain and this is showing or expanding here. You can see this melanin rich dark color structure. This is substantia nigra, which is the functional component of your basal ganglia. Functional component of basal ganglia. Alright, and already I shown here that all the structural component like chordate nucleus, you can see this chordate nucleus, you can see this globus pallidus here and putamen, everything here, all the components of basal ganglion. Now let's draw a diagram here. Here I am drawing the midline of body. Okay, so this is the midline of body. This is the anterior, posterior, right, left. This view is in from superior view of your brain, which I already told. This is the orientation. Yes, here is your eye and you are looking at this view. This is the orientation. So in this diagram, I am drawing everything. First I am drawing 2 thalamus. This is 2 thalamus. Here you can see this is 2 thalamus, and everybody knows that in between 2 thalamus your CSF filled cavity. This is your third ventricle. This is CSF filled cavity. Third ventricle is present. Third ventricle is present in between 2 thalamus. Okay, I am writing here. What is this? This is your third ventricle in between 2 thalamus. Below the thalamus, subthalamic nucleus. Below the thalamus, subthalamic nucleus. I am writing STN, subthalamic nucleus. Subthalamic nucleus. Below the thalamus. This is below the thalamus, subthalamic nucleus. Thalamus, subthalamic nucleus, they all are coming from they all are coming from your diencephalon embryologically. All right, and now I am drawing the caudate nucleus. Here I am drawing the caudate nucleus. This is the head of the caudate nucleus. In horizontal section you can see only the head of the caudate nucleus. This is also the head of the caudate nucleus. These things I already drawn in during the discussion of internal capsule, and you can see lentiform nucleus here. Okay, this is the lentiform nucleus which you can see here. Lentiform nucleus outermost is putamen and innermost is globus pallidus. Globus pallidus is further divided into globus pallidus externa, globus pallidus interna. So outermost putamen and globus pallidus. This globus pallidus is further divided into globus pallidus externa, globus pallidus interna. Okay. So this putamen, it is actually related to caudate nucleus. This putamen is related to caudate nucleus through via some striation. Okay, through via some striation. So actually the caudate and this whole lentiform nucleus, what is lentiform nucleus? Lentiform nucleus is your putamen plus globus pallidus. This whole structure is your lentiform nucleus. So this caudate and lentiform nucleus, this is collectively acting as a single unit. All right. So now one thing which I want to add here, that you can see here the caudate nucleus. I am writing C. Here you can see the putamen. There is globus pallidus externa, globus pallidus interna. Now this caudate and the putamen, these two are collectively called your neostriatum. What is your neostriatum or only striatum? Neostriatum or only striatum is your caudate nucleus plus putamen nucleus of basal ganglia. Now your putamen nucleus and your globus pallidus, this thing, they are collectively called lentiform nucleus. This is actually lens like, that's why this is called your lentiform nucleus. And the only globus pallidus, this is called your paliostriatum or also called your pallidum, only pallidum. Okay, so I am summarizing three terms. One is your corpus striatum. What is your corpus striatum? Corpus striatum, that means caudate plus lentiform nucleus. Within lentiform nucleus your globus pallidus is present and also your putamen is present. Now neostriatum. What is neostriatum? Neostriatum is your putamen plus is your caudate nucleus, head of caudate nucleus. These two are connected, embryologically same origin. Paliostriatum or only called pallidum, this is your globus pallidus only. Neostriatum is also called only stratum. Last, what is lentiform nucleus? Lentiform nucleus is nothing but your globus pallidus plus your putamen. These two are collectively formed lentiform nucleus. This is the summary. Alright, so these all are the structural component of basal ganglion, and these all are originating from your telencephalon. Okay, so this is the structural component of basal ganglion. I discussed all things. Now you can see other two structures here. Subthalamic nuclei, this which is coming from your diencephalon, and also you can see here the midbrain structure What is this midbrain structure? Substantia nigra. This substantia nigra is dark in color. This substantia nigra is dark colored. Why this is dark colored? Because it is melanin rich, high melanin content. That's why this is dark color. Okay. So this is the basic orientation of basal ganglia. Here you can see chordate nucleus. Chordate nucleus is connected with your lentiform nucleus. Okay. And in lentiform nucleus, you can see two parts, outermost putamen and innermost globus pallidus. Globus pallidus is further divided into globus pallidus externa, globus pallidus interna. Okay, you can see thalamus, in between two thalamus, third ventricle. You can see subthalamic nucleus here, and also melanin rich substantia nigra. Nigra means dark. Substantia nigra. All these structures. So this is the actually your basic orientation of basal ganglia. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about a single overview of basal ganglia. I'll tell you each and every detail of basal ganglia. Before discussing the detail, just I am giving a little overview. Here you can see that now what I am going to talk about the connections. Little bit I am discussing the connections. You can see here your cerebral cortex. Your cerebral cortex is here, and here is your thalamus. I am writing T for thalamus. And also I am writing the lentiform nucleus, outermost putamen, innermost globus pallidus. This is your lentiform nucleus. I am writing LN, and also here I am drawing substantia nigra, SN, substantia nigra. And one thing, just I am to add chordate nucleus. Chordate and putamen, they are collectively forming your connected with your striation. This just connected with striation. So this is your cerebral cortex, and this is your thalamus, and this portion is your basic arrangement of your basal ganglia. I am highlighting with yellow. These structures are components of your basal ganglia. And here is also one subthalamic nucleus. Subthalamic nucleus here below the thalamus. Now you can see the chordate nucleus and the putamen, these two structures, or chordate and lentiform nucleus, they are closely related to each other. They are acting as a single acceptor unit, a single afferent unit. And your globus pallidus, it is acting as a single efferent unit. Okay, so fibers are entering through either chordate or putamen. All right, and all the fibers are emerging out from your globus pallidus. Now fibers, those who are coming in chordate or in putamen, it does not matter it is coming chordate or it is coming into putamen, because this chordate and putamen are closely related with each other via striations, and these two are acting like a single unit. These two are acting like a single unit, and only globus pallidus is acting like a single output unit. So single input and single output for basal ganglia. Single input unit is your chordate plus putamen. Chordate plus putamen. Single unit input unit. Single output unit is your globus pallidus. All right. Now let us draw the schematic of diagram. The schematic diagram of fibers little bit, and then I will discuss all the fibers in detail. So first, just I am drawing the overview. From thalamus, all sensory fibers are relaying at the thalamus, and then from thalamus, your further you can see another fibers coming from thalamus and ending at chordate nucleus. This is one input, first input. and first input is via thalamostriate fibers. These fibers are coming from thalamus and ending at caudate nucleus, striatum, corpus striatum, which is caudate nucleus is component of corpus striatum. That's why this fiber is called your thalamostriate fibers. I am giving A. Next fiber, it is coming from your cerebral cortex. I am giving B. So fibers coming from cerebral cortex entering into caudate nucleus. So these fibers are coming from where? Cerebral cortex. That's why this is called your corticostriate fibers. Why? Because these fibers are originating from cerebral cortex and entering or exiting at your caudate nucleus. That's why this is called your corticostriate fibers. This is another input to basal ganglia. And the last input of your basal ganglia is coming from your substantia nigra. This substantia nigra giving last input. This is your nigrostriate pathway or tract. Nigrostriatal pathway or nigrostriatal tract or nigrostriatal fibers. Okay, so these three are the major input for your basal ganglia. So basal ganglia major input A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C. A is your thalamostriate fiber. B, it is your corticostriate fiber. C is your nigrostriate fiber. This is the major three input of basal ganglia. And only single output is coming from your globus pallidus to thalamus. This is your output fibers. This is your output fibers. Okay. And you can see another pathway also coming from lentiform nucleus and ending at substantia nigra. Okay, so this point is now important. This nigrostriatal pathway, this nigrostriatal pathway, major neurotransmitter is your dopamine. Major neurotransmitter is your dopamine. Okay, and this striatonigral fibers, actually these fibers are coming from striatum, corpus striatum, and ending at your substantia nigra. That's why this is called your striatonigral fiber. And these fibers are called nigrostriatal because this fiber are originating from the substantia nigra and ending at striatum. That's why this is called nigrostriatal. This fiber is reverse. It is called your striatonigral. Actually, this fiber is sending message to substantia nigra for dopamine secretion. If the dopamine level at the lentiform nucleus is high dopamine level, if the dopamine level is high, then what happens? This fiber sending this information that the dopamine level is now high in lentiform nuclei. So less dopamine is secreted from this pathway. So less dopamine is secreted from substantia nigra and less dopamine is entering into the lentiform nucleus through this pathway. Less dopamine through this pathway. Okay, and if dopamine level is low, this striatonigral fiber sending to substantia nigra that more dopamine is required here. Then nigrostriatal fiber sending more dopamine to the lentiform nucleus. This is the main function of this two pathway. Now, if the any disturbance at this pathway, that means nigrostriatal pathway, any disturbance at nigrostriatal pathway causing what? Dopamine level, causing reduction of dopamine. Any disturbance at this pathway causing reduction of dopamine. And if dopamine level is reduced, then what happens? Very famous Parkinson disease. Dopamine level reduced causing Parkinsonism. Alright, causing Parkinsonism. And if this pathway is damaged, that means striatonigral pathway, striatonigral fibers, if this pathway is damaged, now no one is there for telling that dopamine level is here high or low. Okay, so no control on the dopamine secretion now. So what happens? Your substantia nigra is continuously secreting dopamine, and this dopamine is running through this nigrostriatal pathway and accumulating in the lentiform nucleus. Now dopamine level is high, very high, due to damage of this pathway in your lentiform nucleus. This thing is called your Huntington chorea. Okay, so let's summarize this thing here. What I am telling, this is your lentiform nucleus, putamen and globus pallidus, and this is your substantia nigra. Okay, this is melanin rich substantia nigra. So I am telling about two pathway. Very easy. I am telling about two pathway. One originating from substantia nigra and ending at the lentiform nucleus. This pathway is called your nigrostriatal pathway. This pathway is called your nigrostriatal pathway. And another pathway is coming from your lentiform nucleus to substantia nigra. This pathway is called your striatonigral pathway. Naming nomenclature of the tracts are like that, from where it is originating and where it is ending. Okay, this pathway, the major neurotransmitter is dopamine. Okay, and this striatonigral tract or striatonigral pathway is sending information about the dopamine status, of your lentiform nucleus. If the dopamine status is high in your lentiform nucleus, if the high dopamine is there, then if dopamine level is high, this striatonigral tract sending feedback to substantia nigra that now dopamine status is high in lentiform nuclei, so less dopamine is secreted from substantia nigra and nigrostriatal path also. Now if this pathway is damaged, the substantia nigra causing high dopamine secretion always, no control on the dopamine secretion now. Okay, so no feedback is reaching at the substantia nigra level due to damage of the striatonigral tract, and this is causing your Huntington chorea. Due to very high increase concentration of dopamine at lentiform nucleus level. And if nigrostriatal pathway is damaged, it is causing less dopamine. Okay, less dopamine, and this less dopamine causing what? Parkinson's disease or Parkinsonism. So these two pathway, nigrostriatal pathway and striatonigral pathway, are related to two diseases. One is your Huntington chorea and another is your Parkinson disease. If high dopamine is secreted, causing Huntington chorea due to damage of this pathway, the striatonigral fiber, and if less dopamine, then causing your Parkinson disease. Parkinson disease is due to your nigrostriatal pathway fiber damage. So in next session, I will talk about little bit about the Parkinson disease, and I will continue this basal ganglia things also in next session. The function of basal ganglia, various other connection of the basal ganglia. Okay, all right.